What's up, guys? This is Heis, and it's finally happened. We're in Roblox, and joining me, and he's got a fancy dev shirt on, is a name that you're quite familiar with on this channel because of his wonderful mods for DRL Valley, Mr. Greg Tame.
Hello.
Oh, he's even waved. Look at you being all professional.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, this is Greg's Roblox game, and many people have been asking that I try out Roblox train stuff for a long time, and it does appear that there's some really cool content out there, but of course Greg has been asking me for a little bit of Steam Engine-y type questions along the way with this game, and I said I'd help him out, and I love what he does for DRL Valley, so this has spurred me on to check it out, and we're running around here at, this is the freight depot of this game, huh?
Yes. It acts kind of like a pawn shop. You don't want to be taking things here unless you have nowhere else to take them.
That does make sense. But so far, so cool. I mean, honestly, looking at it, I mean, these choo-choos are strange, small, and European. But I mean, they're still very pretty. You've done a very nice job with them.
Well, thank you.
So, Greg, tell the folks, give your elevator pitch. What's the whole point of this game? What are we doing?
So, it's very reminiscent of a lot of like Railroad Tycoon type games where you've got to connect up the industries and haul cargo, earn money, that sort of thing. A couple of things we do differently is, for one, track laying costs money, which sometimes it's free in some games.
Right.
So you get like people who like right out the gate, they make like a massive Class A yard, and there are some yards in this world. I've played this world with like 3 or 4 of my testers, and I think like between all of us, we've spent like maybe 80 hours on this world by now. Right.
That is one point that we should impress upon folks, is that this is your built-up dev test world that we're looking at. The spawn world you get is like a passing track and a couple wagons and an engine, and you got to go from there, right?
Basically, yeah. It's very,
and
like all of this is, yeah.
As I press the map key, you can see just what Greg means. I mean, the map's pretty extensive. Lots of industries, lots of track already laid to the industries, some significant facilities for train operations, and what looks to be like a lot of fun. So certainly well put together, it seems, but I'm excited to get out there and do this. All right, so you're gonna bring it around the loop, come unload at the platform here, and then we're gonna have to load up with the spicy beverage, the rum.
Yes, that is indeed the plan. We are to take all the rum.
The rum is not actually gone. It's actually right here.
It's going to be gone from the distillery.
It'll be gone from the distillery, but we will have it, which is the important thing here.
Indeed it is.
So I gotta say, what inspired you to make this game? Because, I mean, even it's Roblox, right? Like, Roblox has a cool, robust environment to make video games, but, like, that's still a huge commitment, a huge desire to, like, make something like this. It's not something that one person can easily do. You've obviously spent a lot of time on this to make it feel right and look right and sound right. So what drove you to make this game?
So, I've had, like, this idea for like this, just kind of rattling around my head for like 7 years.
Okay.
I took like a stab at, because I was doing some train stuff about 7 years ago in 3D modeling again. And like I didn't have the knowledge at the time, especially to do the train models the justice they deserve.
Right.
Especially the valve gear and all that. So recently, I was doing like the DRL Valley modding and whatnot, and I was just kind of playing around with one of the old like design blueprints I had found. Actually, I lost and then found after about 7 years. Yeah, why don't you pull that?
I'll let
forward?
you unload and I'll help you out with it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was like, hey, yeah, let me give this a shot. Now that I have like all this experience modeling these very pretty trains for DRL Valley, and it started turning out really nice. And I was like, hey, there's not especially not on Roblox, there isn't a lot of games that serve this market. Especially not ones, there are some where you drive trains, there are some where you haul cargo, but none really where you're laying your tracks. There are a couple.
Right. But none that really get it. None that really understand the whole piece and how everything relates with a diverse economy, right? Like
Mhm.
Railroad Tycoon did the economy great, but the trains are all AI and you don't get that experience. And I mean, that's the most intimate thing that we love about railroading and train operations is running the engine. Like that is every little kid, when you dream as a kid, you're like, oh man, I want to drive the train. I want to run this thing. And that was just not covered in games like Railroad Tycoon, though the rest of it, the company sim and everything, obviously really good. So it's really cool to see it all put together and put together well.
Mhm.
So I'm backing up. Do we load this train full of rum?
Yep, the rum goes in hoppers because hoppers are like, actually, yeah, if you could bring it forward about maybe a quarter car, and we should be able to load 3 at once.
Okay, let me see if that
there we go.
works. I'm on
Yeah,
a
we got
steep
it.
grade. That works?
All right. Yep.
Okay.
So let's just start loading that. Sorry, could you repeat what you had said?
Dial tone in my brain.
Yeah, same. But yes, we're going to be loading these into these hoppers because hoppers are very much
The
vans
catch-all,
and-
end-all. I mean,
Yes.
it's a flat car with sides, so things don't fall out the side, and you can fill whatever you want in one of them. Yeah.
Exactly. They are so universal. They're so, and like unlike a boxcar, you can load, or a van, I should say, you can load them from the top
Right.
as well, and you can have tall cargos or cargos that would protrude out the ends or whatever, just a little bit.
Right. It's so interesting, and I really appreciate that you're showing this off with these hoppers holding these barrels. Like, everyone kind of thinks in a very limited mindset about what cargoes could go in what car, but one of the things about railroads in the early days was if it fits, it ships. So they put everything in everything. I mean, they had ore in bags in box cars. They had lumber in box cars all the time, not just in your typical, oh, it's on a stake flat kind of thing. So it's super cool to see.
Exactly.
I'm gonna try and bring this back.
Yeah, about 3 cars should do. Oh yeah, and also going back to what you had said is like, additionally, you had those games with a great company, and then you would have those games with the great driving. You had, Microsoft Train Simulator. You have Dovetail and all of their train simulators that they keep re-releasing. Another like quarter car.
Okay, another quarter car.
And they're over. Are they over $10,000 a DLC on Classic now?
Probably.
Like,
I've heard
it
it's
is-
at least 7,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's clearly a big market for it, driving these trains.
Right. So it's important to have all the things. And speaking of, dollar signs, obviously, Train Sim has a million different DLCs, all these models and stuff. And you've got some nicely done, curated models in this flavor for this game. And this game's available in Roblox. But how does somebody who doesn't know Roblox, how do you get into this game? How does it work? Like, what is the path from I don't know what Roblox is to playing Steam and Steel?
So first thing you'd need would be a Roblox account. That'd be step number 1. Get that all set up and parents' permission, all that. And then you would have to come across about 200 Robux in order to buy the game, which translates to about $250 US.
So for $2.50, you can be playing a game that has probably the most advanced Steam sim out there. One of the most advanced, if not the most. Like,
I don't know. I saw the changes to Zero Valley, and I'm like, ooh.
D-Rail Valley, man. I mean, they did such a good job. The
They
simulator update, so amazing. So I mean, that is the new bar for me as far as I'm concerned. They did a lot of cool stuff that you're gonna have to catch up on now, bud. But
I
hey,
know that's exactly what I
that's
was
the fun
thinking.
thing about being the one dev is this is your show, this is your game. You can put that together and make it happen. And if you care and you want that to happen, you can. So. And knowing you, I know how you are with details. I wouldn't be surprised if I see a sloshing water glass on the back end of this boiler pretty shortly. Or actually, knowing you and your details, it might be just tri-cocks because they probably didn't have gauge glasses at this time.
Well,
So-
they did. They were very early. Looks like we're all loaded up, so I'm going to be on the end here.
Okay.
Be like a rear brakeman kind of thing.
All right, and where do we need to go with these now? The freight depot?
Yep, we just take these to the freight depot. There isn't an industry that takes
rum.
Just yet.
Just the train crews.
Just the train crews. it's a tricky thing talking about like what I want to have for the game because like scope creep is a very real thing and a very real project.
It really is, for sure.
You know, so as much as I want to go on and on about all my amazing future plans, I still have to be like, I have 16 waking hours a day that I can work on this.
Right.
Even less when you factor in stuff like taking care of myself and then also doing whatever else needs to be done.
Real jobs, stuff, family, relationships,
yeah,
details.
Yeah, all that. But believe me, I do have some plans about places you might be able to take this from.
Hike to the port, take it to
Mayhaps.
the ships, to the pirates. Pirates in the main line,
Mayhaps.
make it happen.
I'll just have to add the DM2.
Right, oh.
See that?
Oh. That was spicy. That was spicy. What just happened
a little
there.
spicy. That is one of the fun things about Roblox and their network ownership is sometimes it disagrees who owns the train.
And then you get the train slap.
Yes, or as the testers have dubbed it, a train suplex.
A train suplex. I mean, that's kind of is what it is, right? Like that is the game engine you're dealing with, right?
Basically, yeah. It's been a thing, you know. It's like you try to narrow it down, but the problem is like it's one of those things that like there's like a hacky solution, and then there's like a solution that would work but would take me like 80 man hours to complete.
Right.
You know,
totally understandable. But it's still fun, and your re-rail tool works. Like you put the trains back on, and kabam! We're just gonna. Oh god! I had all of the steam chest pressure still.
Yeah.
Let me just try and gently bang back into these cars, and then we'll see about heading it forward again.
We can try.
I do love the fact that you
depot.
can start, like, you can charge the steam chest. I love that. It's so fun.
Okay, come on, you.
All right,
there
we
we go.
all put together.
One more. All right, now we're all put together, and I will walk beside. I will walk to the freight depot.
All right, yeah, you take the long way back, bud.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, while we're here, right, like track laying is a thing, and I'm running through a procedural like cut right now, right?
Yep.
Super cool. So you can just go through the train however you want. You want a bridge, you want to follow the contour lines, you want to do cuts, you want to do tunnels. Super cool. And the track tools presumably are pretty good.
Pretty good.
We might have to mess with those. You know, everyone loves to hear about Heiss's spaghetti tracks, so we might have to give that a shot here.
Well, there are actually, as of today, I did add a second quarry to the north part of the map that does need to be connected.
Did you really? Wow.
Yep, it's way up. Like, I know you probably shouldn't take your eyes off the track while you're driving, but like it is way up, like past the copper works and whatnot.
Okay, super far up there. And goodness, I really do want to see that copper works with the strip mine, with like the track that runs around and all that stuff to get to it.
It's so high. It's on the way.
That looks so cool. So the quarry is somewhere up there.
Yep. It's a little bit westish. So
okay.
You're oriented north on the map view, so a little bit to the left.
The left of the copper mine?
Yeah, so you look at if you're at the copper mine tracks, you go leftwards from that and you'll be at the copper smelter. You go a little bit left and a little bit up and you should be able to see the quarry.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Super cool. Okay, so we got to find a way to get there, presumably from I don't even know. I'm not even sure where we'd start for that, but I'm sure you do. So
I do indeed, because I laid a good chunk of this and then also had help laying a good chunk of this, so
super cool. Well, we're gonna have to give that a little go once we get this run dropped off.
Absolutely. See, this save has oh bother. Okay, this is gonna be a bit tricky. So let me get an engine here and we'll clear off the siding you're about to pull into.
I was going to pull ahead and then back in and shove those cars out the way, but you can do that for me too.
Yeah, we'll do that option.
I need to queue up some scoops of coal because I'm struggling to pull this right now, which is hilarious.
Tis indeed.
Coal in the hole, please. More pressure. We need the Kesseldruck. We do not
All
have
of
it.
the Kesseldruck. See, the interesting thing about the Steam Sim in this is that because... So all these locomotives do share a firebox. It's all the same... Basically the same firebox, aside from like minor modifications. They all hold about 80 kilograms. They all have about the same airflow. That one will draft harder because it exhausts more steam because the cylinders are physically larger than the other engines.
Yeah.
But generally, you're still working with about the same level of coal burning. So to fire up the Class C, and if you have like any level of coal in Class C, you will almost always be blowing the safeties when at the station, just because it has like maybe 1,000 liters in it. If that.
Not much space for water.
No, not much at all. Compared to that locomotive, which I believe has 2,200 liters of boiler volume.
Those are still rookie numbers, and I need more space.
Sure.
I need more space. Hi.
Oh.
Hi. Who said you could come back?
I was trying to...
You caught me monologuing. Oh, and that car did not derail. That's fine.
Did not, yeah.
I left it in full reverse, full throttle, and apparently
I'm also reversing, so we're kind of tug-of-warring over this.
Oh, we actually got a coupler to hitch up. That's why. Okay.
Yeah. See, the Norwegian shop couplers, they can...
If you hit hard, they automatically drop?
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, but I kind of decided to add that just for the sake of gameplay, but it's so inconsistent that you can't really rely on it, unfortunately.
Gotcha. It's a fun thing if it happens, and if not...
Exactly.
So, I mean, with a chop coupler, it's probably relatively accurate to what it would actually do. I mean, it's not as consistent as Knuckles or anything, right? So, super cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm at the freight depot. Do I have to unload on the platform, or can I just unload anywhere?
You can, as long as you're kind of like roughly lined up with the platform. Those back 2 cars.
No, the back 3 cars are actually all unloading just fine. So we're hitting the concrete, so it's good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 300 pounds. College bell to mix it in, the clapper to stir it round. Like every honest fellow, I take my whiskey clear. I'm a rambling wreck from Golden Tech and a hell of an engineer. That's my college fight song.
Hell of a song. I will get these unloaded.
It is, and you can tell that it's an engineer's song because it references alcohol like 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah?
Like, oh yeah, they're worried about taking their whiskey clear. Okay, well, it's fine. I tried to go a little bit more that way. There we are.
I'm sure when you notice when you're unloading, you're only getting $49 per barrel.
Right.
And that is the other part of the demand system, is ideally you don't want to be taking things to the freight depot unless you're trying to build up funds to connect to other things.
Right. So what is the normal going rate for a barrel of rum?
So the default rate, I believe, it's $26 on your train, which is like the default cargo value.
Okay.
And it will kind of go from there. To deliver to the freight depot is a 75% markup, so it's still being bought for a good rate. And with the freight depot, you don't have to worry about oversaturating at all. You could literally bring a train with like 1,000 barrels of rum on it, and it'll happily give you
$49. Okay.
Exactly. It'll happily give you $49 each, which is good especially if you say everything's oversaturated and you got nothing else to do. So yeah, if you want to drop those on the siding, and I can get us headed out to the copper mine, what I'll do is I will put this in reverse, and I'll just kind of pull you along with it very fast, because this train is bigger wheels, a lot faster than that one.
Okay, let me align this into the siding then. And then we'll drop these off, and then, I mean, do we want 2 engines, or should I just ride with you?
Well, we'll have you riding in that engine. We'll just pull it along at idle. so that because like if we're sitting in it, there's no chance of the suplex. It's the weird part about the bug.
Okay, so when you're part of the engine, when you exist with the locomotive, it's not a problem. But
yeah, see, the weird part about the bug is like it's trying to like connect the car to the player because Roblox has like this thing for like standing on moving things. And it does like a thing, and what the suplex does is like it gives me half the train and it gives you half the train, and then the couplers freak out and they try to pull it all over the place because chances are
quite the annoying bug to deal with.
Oh, it is quite annoying, and there's like a couple of fixes, and it reduced it quite a lot, which I was very happy about. But apparently, I haven't entirely squashed it. So you can gadunk into me.
Gently gadunk. Dunk.
Oh, not quite. There we go.
All right, so I'm just gonna leave the bar in the corner, let you pull me, and here we go. We're gonna head up and then go lay some track, yeah?
Yes, indeed. Oh shit, I am at very low pressure.
Well, then I'll shove you for a while, because I have plenty.
Yeah, that works. Here's what I'll do is I will leave myself about half in the corner, so I'm drafting the fire with my steam.
I still hate these whistles, Greg.
Yeah.
I get that they're accurate for this era, but that doesn't mean it's fun.
Well, tell you what, you get me a good, clean recording of the Huber 6 chime.
Oh, man.
I think I could make something work.
The whistle that is the size of the stack on one of these engines.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I can get you a recording.
It's probably going to throw off the center of gravity pretty bad, you know.
That's fine. It's fine.
So let's see where we are in terms of route. Okay. All right, so we will go past the farm, and we'll loop around that way.
All right, sounds good.
Alrighty, on our way. So I have steam pressure now, so you could...
I'll shut off and let you take it then.
Yes, indeed.
And instantaneously, my fire just...
Yeah. And you pop safety. Come on. Pull through the curve, please.
I'll help through the curve. We can use 2 engines.
Yeah, actually, the interesting thing is double heading actually works surprisingly well, like right out the gate.
Well, that's fun.
It just
the
works.
Just works.
Basically, yeah. You get this switch. So we take a left here. The right goes up to the iron mine. I believe that's a 2.5% grade.
It's a fun little grade. I like the little squiggle it does.
Mm-hmm. I have had a couple people say that, you know, this map is a bit easy, you know, because it's a lot of plains, and the quote-unquote mountains are really just like
big
barely hills.
It's like the Appalachians. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think the highest peak on this map is about 250. So for those people, I've got something in the works for them.
Yeah, you showed me a little teaser of some big mountains, and that got me very excited very quickly. So I'm excited to see what that turns into.
Well, I can't wait. Right now, the hard part is just figuring out where to put things because it's so slopey. You know, you're like,
Right. Where do you put industries if the mountains are everywhere? So what is the deal with the map right now? Like, what's the size? What's it like? Is it procedural? Is it just the one map, or what is it?
So right now we're at one map, and actually I've started testing on this new world, and I'm hoping to release it soon, trademark, but I don't want to make any promises because that always goes sideways.
Right.
Theoretically, multiple maps work, and I have gotten it to load other maps. It's just a matter of setting up the other map. The current map that we're on right now is approximately 4 square miles, so it's 2 miles by 2 miles. It's not huge in comparison to like game maps, but when you consider this is voxel terrain that can be edited at whim.
That's actually pretty sizable, and 4 square miles. I mean, that's
4 square miles.
That's pretty significant.
Yes, indeed. And the new map is also I think it's like a hint under 4 is like 3.95 because I typed in 10,000 by 10,000 and not what would that be, like 14? Would that be 14? No. Hang on, math is hard.
Trying to do metric
Calculator.
conversions in your head, bud.
Trying to divide by 5260 times 2. Alright, yeah, so I should have typed in 10,520. Instead I typed in 10,000 for the generation code, so it's a hair under 4.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
my fire has gone out.
I'm pushing with all my might, and I put a bunch in my fire, and I'm actually still shoveling, because each click cues a shovel, and yeah, I'm still throwing coal in the hole. But we're pretty much to the copper works here.
Just about, yeah. So we'll take a right here.
Quick detour. Go look at the copper mine with the quarry that looks super cool. Not quarry, but like strip mine kind of setup. Yeah.
And then the deal with this map, so we have a number of industries. I'm trying to remember the number off the top of my head. It's like a dozen unique, and we have a couple of duplicates as well to kind of like encourage like different layouts and whatnot.
Right.
There is definitely like a temptation to do something sort of like Open TTD, where the production chains are so simplified. You know, the iron mine just produces iron ore, you know. But this kind of, I feel, has a better sense of progression to it, because you're actually, as you move up to different industries, you're moving up to the things. And then also, given that you buy the cargo, that means it is your cargo to do with as you please.
Right.
And that's going to play into a bunch of planned features as well.
Well,
again,
fun.
don't. Fun indeed. What I would really like to do is to get, maybe the next engine is going to be another express engine.
Okay.
Help you, because like these later industries are just, they're so spread out, you know. I think it's probably like, since we're like a good 3/4 of a mile about from that switch off.
Oh, dude,
Ish.
This is so cool.
Yes, indeed.
Dude. Like, this is probably too much. Like, you don't need this many tracks here, but like,
Probably
it
not,
looks
but
so cool. The spiral all the way down into the mine. Like, I just wanted to see this. We don't have to run to the bottom. We got places to be too. But like,
we do have places to be.
But
Put
like,
the brake on
this
and
is
blow my safety.
this is super cool. Strip mine with trains, like standalone.jpg, like super cool.
Absolutely.
That's yeah. No, that's super neat as an industry. Like, knowing that you've got to negotiate this to go down and load. Super cool. I love the attention to detail and like different flavors there. Super neat.
Yep. And the so one of the things, fun fact, it's gonna put you back probably about 20 grand just to go from top to bottom, because
Wait,
when it comes to,
you mean to tell me that I have to pay for my track?
yes, you do. Track ain't free.
Well, that sounds like an economic sim in a game, huh?
Yes, it is.
So
and
you gotta
this-
so the cuts and tunnels and fills and things, I presume, and bridges, all of that adds to the cost significantly. .jpg?
quite significantly.
Okay.
Cuts they're expensive as if you're doing cuts. Tunnels, they do have a maximum cost, because after a while you're only cutting away like what needs to be there for the train. So like in
Right.
theory, as you go down, like that doesn't actually change a whole heck of a lot. Supports, although initially about a third-ish, I need to like recheck the code to like figure out what my exact value was, but it's about a third of a cheaper per foot. But supports are theoretically infinite, so if you're doing like crazy skybridge things, it's gonna get pretty expensive pretty fast.
Right.
And I'm just gonna, let's hope we don't suplex the train on this. Gotta get the
Gotta get the switch lined. Yeah.
So let's see. Actually, I'm trying to think where a good place to switch off would be, and I think that's going to be. Oh.
We're in the dirt. It's fine. It's fine. We're
No,
still
it's
going.
not. It's not. We're
Still
on two
going.
rails. We're on 2 rails. We're fine. We're on the ties. It's fine. You know, it's still moving technically. So actually, right about here would probably be a good place to turn off. We take a right.
Right
follow-
switch, and then yeah.
Yeah, actually, I see exactly where this would be good to go. So we'll put this down here. So we'll take out this piece of track.
Okay.
I'll put in the switch, and I will let you be the judge of the track laying tools.
Oh Christ. Okay. All right. So re-rail mode off,
Yep.
build mode on, and I
Yep.
click.
Before you click that second node, I would recommend that you turn the grade on. So the gradient tool will work in the sense of if the gradient's off, it will snap to the ground. So it's really good for like following the ground if you have like flat areas.
But if you want to make a cut, you have to say no grade. Right?
You have to say I'm keeping it level basically.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm gonna try and follow around, and I can see the Bezier curve being drawn. Oh, that's actually really cool and kind of pretty easy to use too. So it's gonna need a bit of a something to do what it's gonna do here, but you just cut. It's fine. Still got
Just
money.
cut through it. We've got our nice little embankment walls here,
That's fun.
procedurally generated as well.
Right. That's super cool tech. All right, and then we want to probably go to the right of the mountain here.
Yeah, let's go along the.
Oh, it's so
That
pretty.
works.
That worked super easy. Super long spline. Like, is there a length limit, or does it matter? Is it just as far as you can see?
Yeah. So placing down a spline node, theoretically has a limit of about 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So, but if you were to place down your first node and then walk there, you know that 1,000 feet is from where you're standing.
Right. Still surprising.
So-
All right. So. We need to go up in the quarry. Like, okay, we got to go past this whole mountain range basically, and then it's to the
Yeah,
left.
so
Why don't we keep?
Why don't we cut this to the right and kind of because we got like this hill in front of us. We can
Yeah, whole hill thing. I'm kind of struggling. Do I want to go? Like, is the level right over here?
Well, I think if we up this to a 2. Oh, okay.
oh,
I guess
oh,
we're tunneling.
Oh, well, there. Yeah, that. I didn't realize how sharp this hill was. And then I clicked and I placed a node, and there we are. But you know,
There
it's
we are.
fine. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go to there and do one of these.
Hey.
Just like that, kabang. I
we
still
go.
have. I just now have less money than you, so I
Mhm.
guess that'll work. Then the railroad's got money. Just build the tunnel. That's how that works, right?
Yep. So that does introduce a really interesting economic challenge for players because they're obviously,
Right.
you know, they don't want to spend all their money on track. You know, you only start with 10 grand.
Right. So do you just build the railroad haphazardly as cheap as you can? Or do you try and considerate, like, okay, is the train going to have an easy time of this? Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be easy to run? Like, what do you do? That's an incredibly hard and fun challenge. Like, that is the fun of a train's... Oh, good God.
Oh.
That hill's a thing, and I laid myself in my track. I probably should have, like, gone up a grade for that.
Yeah, well, if you want to delete it and redo it, and actually what you could do is you could delete this track.
How do we delete the segment?
Yeah, click and hold to kind of prevent accidental in delete mode.
So I gotta turn on delete mode, click and hold,
There you
kabang. Okay.
So I'd suggest.
Do I get money back for that, or do I just have to suffer
you
the
get,
consequences?
You get, I believe, 90% of the track cost. You do not get the cut cost back, unfortunately, but the cut still remains there is the thing, you know. It doesn't fill back in until you reload the world, because like that's kind of how it works. Like if you were to make a cut in a hill, it take time to refill. So,
all right. Well, there's a 2% grade.
all right.
Just
Now,
for
personally, I would have used the stone embankment track for this.
well, you know, I didn't
are
realize that was a
floating a little
separate. I didn't realize it was a separate thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, but the quarry looks like it's at a lower elevation, so I think we want to kind of hit the crest of this.
Yeah.
About there. And now we want to probably do. Do I do -2 for downhill?
Yep. We'll do -2.5, I think. And then we'll come out to the end of the river here, and then we can switch to the stone embankment. And just, we'll just block the river. It's fine.
All right, so up to the river, and then we'll change. And so, is it track, stone embankment? Yep. Track type stone. Okay, there it is. And we'll just cross over that, just like that.
Bingo.
And I probably don't want any more grade now. It looks like it's cutting in pretty violently.
Let's take a look. See, I will do some. So, fun little life hack. If you set curve to 0 and grade to 0, it lays straight level track. And if you were to, what you could do is you can place that first node on where you're trying to sample, point it towards your character.
Oh, okay.
And release, and then you can see your little preview node, and you can see like how much more up or down it is. There are, plans for like proper tools to give you like elevation numbers, so we do still have to go down another 3 or 4 feet, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna do -1.
Okay.
Because that seems fair, and we'll cut through there.
Hey, look at that. We're like just about at it. Yeah, we're at the level.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to 0 then, and then I just gotta lay basically adjacent to that platform, right?
Basically, just make sure you switch your track type back. Or not.
Or not. Or we could just have stone embankments, always, okay? Oh. I didn't do that. I didn't click that far. But, I mean, that works, right?
Yeah, that works.
So there you go. Some very own heist spaghetti for your save that you may want to delete and redo. But,
nah, it's fine.
That's a pretty simple track layer and track editor. Like, it was really easy to build this. Like, I have no concerns knowing that I could build track in this game. Well, dude,
should probably get MOW out here to clean up the grass.
They should probably come and do a pass, but it's fine, dude. This game is really neat. You've got really cool sim elements, and it's super cheap. Like, if you want to get into an awesome railroad game, it's multiplayer online with friends right here, right now, for super cheap. That's really fun and easy to play, and it has like no bar to entry. This platform is so cool. I'm gonna check off some more Roblox games. I can check them out and see what's going on, because I've not been familiar with it right up until now. And dude, like Greg, what you do in Derail Valley is super cool, but this is kind of next level. So thank you so much for what you've been doing for the Steam Train enthusiast community, because I'll meme at you about the ancient European trains all day long, but super freaking cool, man. Like, this is awesome. So thanks so much for what you've done.
You're absolutely welcome, and thanks for coming by and checking it out and laying this, we'll call it track.
Well, you don't gotta be mean to me after I've been so nice to you. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if there's some other good Roblox train games that I should check out. I'd be happy to check them out. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. We will catch you all next time. Peace.
Bye.